Hey everyone, welcome back to Let's Play Chronicles, Conquest of the Underworld. Why am I on the title screen? I wanted to do something a little different today. I felt the need to go back and look at the map, which is what I'm going to do now. And I figured I might as well show you what I mean when I say I look at the map. What do I do exactly? I miss things is what I do, because I just noticed that I missed something else as well. That's interesting. Am I crazy? I think I'm crazy. Crazy and Daltonian and a whole lot of stuff, because there's a lot of things I missed. So we're gonna do this a bit more seriously, and I'm gonna explain to you what I do. Like, it's a bit abstract, but then moving forward, you're gonna know what I do. So the thing I try to go for, the objective when I look at the map, is to have the kind of an idea of what I want to do, to emulate the knowledge I would have if I had played this a lot, right? I have never played this, but when you played it a lot, oftentimes you're gonna iron out your first few turns. Like, I go this way, I do this, I build this for the first like week maybe, right? That's the build order wise. And of course I don't necessarily decide what I'm gonna build, but I always make sure to spot the ore pit and sawmill. Where are they? Are they guarded? Which direction do I need to go? Because they're not necessarily gonna be in vision of me. I don't think the sawmill is in vision range when you start the map. If I remember correctly, that is the case. So there's that. What do I do else? And then it's just a matter of seeing around what kind of resources. Am I rich? Am I poor? You don't want to have a stranglehold on your resources. If you were playing this a lot and there's a resource that's a bit further away and that is harder to get, this map is not an example, this is a rich map. If there's a resource that's further away that could become a problem, a stranglehold, you're gonna feel that stranglehold the first few times you play it, and then you're gonna have a strategy to, yeah, I need to go that direction because that's where I get my resources that I'm gonna need later to not die, right? That's the kind of thing that you do. So, where are the ore pits, sawmill? I want to get that ASAP, and then generally speaking, am I okay? Resources wise, is there something wrong? There's a lot of gold. If we go back to what I was analyzing the first time I looked at this map, it was like, well, okay, sawmill or pit, no defenses, that's nice. And then I noticed, like, okay, there's a lot of stuff lying around. I'm rich. There's a lot of dwellings around. There's a second sawmill and ore pit somewhere. I remember there's a second ore pit as well. Is there? Am I crazy? I'm crazy. The second sawmill, though, I do remember seeing that and thinking it was rather nice, because you're very tight on wood. Getting the city hall requires wood, wooden ore, wood. 15 wood, 5 ore. Getting... oh, this is more ore than wood. Getting the capital is a bit more ore than wood, but... Anyway. Also the dwellings, the basic... Actually, most dwellings are very hungry for wood and ore in castle in general. So yeah, very important things that you want to go first things. So that's what I noted, like, I was going to be rich. I didn't think resources were going to be an issue, so I didn't think too much about it. And then the next thing I want to have an idea of is how threatening is the AI, first off. How threatening is he, and how fast do I need to move, right? And in what direction should I move? Like, and in my first analysis, I know that there's 3... And that's my mistake. I know that there's 3 colors, and somehow I was like, okay, there's 3 castles. I didn't notice the underground. I was convinced that this was it, right? And I saw the 3 castles, and I was like, okay, those are the 3 AIs, and there's they all have 1 castle. Of course, orange has 2, potentially 3. That's Whitestone. Oh, I don't know how to get to that one, but that's very interesting. Is that what it was talking about with... Yes, it is what it was talking about with to the east there's another castle. Anyway, my original thoughts were, okay, so none of them are a threat, so I can take my time, which I did. I powered in my region, got a lot of, well, power out of my dwellings. I've now officially made this harder for myself because now I realize my mistake, that Yeah, the AI is actually going to be a threat. And there's another ground. Purple does start with a second castle. And then blue, I assume, is for Sandro. Yeah, I had not even seen that. I had assumed that Sandro was like this guy. And he was going to be a little bit more of a stay-at-home hero, kind of like General Morgan. But yeah, so I struck at this guy first. Generally speaking, I want to have an idea of the layout of the map. I don't memorize all of it, but the rough edges, which should correspond to what you remember if you've played this a lot. So what I had remembered was something like, well, the exit's on the right, somewhere around here. Exit's on the right, you need to cut into the center, and then you can go either left or right. There's an AI on both sides, and then you can go down for another AI. I didn't know the specifics of it, but I figured that was enough, and that was all, right? Also that I wasn't in a rush. I had decided I wasn't in a rush. The more threatening they are, the faster you want to move. Why? Because if they have 2 castles and you only have 1, I do, they will outproduce you. The longer you take to do things, the more they will outproduce you. Now, I have neutered, to some extent, Purple already. His armies feel divided, but still, I have somewhat neutered him. How do you get to the underground even? Oh, through green and then this. So he probably has this castle as well, which is problematic, to say the least. I'll have to deal with that. I think that's going to be my next move, and then orange is going to be a problem. My next move is either fly over here, go get this, but no, that's a bad idea. Look at the ground here. I cannot fly anywhere. Okay, I can come down here and then fly across again. No, it's not that big of a deal then. I should attack orange quickly. Fly across here and attack orange, because orange is outproducing me massively at the moment. That's kind of why I wanted to reassess the map. To reassess the threat level of each AI. So Sandros is going to be growing an army of ghosts and liches, but that's it. So he's not really a problem. At least he shouldn't be. So now, again, if we reassess things, okay, I moved way too slow. I'm gonna have to be a little fast on my feet now. Or I'm just gonna have to improvise heavily. At least orange cannot easily get to me, so I can play it a little bit defensive. In fact, that's probably why... No, because as much as you want to play defensive, you don't want to spend too much time, because he is outproducing you. I need to attack orange and soon, because orange is becoming a problem. So yeah, anyway, and if we go back to my, reassess the threat, they are more threatening. I should have attacked faster. Now what I would do? That's the good question. Now what do I do? But as far as remembering paths, okay, you get around, there's a teleporter here that leads to this and then the underground. Generally speaking, I don't even know how to get there yet, and I don't think I care. I hadn't spotted, I knew we could get the sword. I remember it's here, yeah. I knew we could get the sword. I didn't even try to spot it the first time, neither did I this time. Well, this time I remembered where it was because I saw it while I was recording, but you get my point. It's not the kind of detail I necessarily go for, but yeah. It's kind of what I do when I look at the map. Just generally speaking, first few moves, where do I go? And then in general, how fast do I need to move and in what direction? That's all I'm trying to guess with the map. And it's not 100% science. If I don't miss things, of course. If I miss things, I'm just being terrible at the game. Well, not at the game. Just being terrible in general. If I don't miss things, even then I can make mistakes. I will always throw you back to like the final map of Armageddon's Blade. I got wrecked the first time and then I reassessed. The problem in that map, if we go back to my logic here, the problem in that map is I did not correctly assess the threat of the AI. For two reasons. They were way more aggressive than I expected and they were built up. Usually that's not the case. They grow somewhat normally, somewhat close to what you grow, if you're growing at a decent speed. But they were already built while I wasn't. If I remember correctly, I wasn't. So they outproduced me from the get-go, and they were attacking me from the get-go. They had the same amount of castle, except this one guy, they had the same amount of castle. So I did not expect them to outproduce me, but they did. And that's where all the problems came from. Anyway. So that's just a small editorial on what does it mean to look at the map. I just tried to answer a few questions. Where are my first few objectives? Like, what do I need to get first? And then how fast do I need to, how aggressive do I need to be? And in what direction should I be heading, generally speaking? That's all. That's it. It's not very complicated. It's not nothing too terrible either. Man, I need to move though. Because yeah, I can fly over and just neuter orange and then... But then I'm gonna get attacked through here and I'm way too far to defend this. I might just want to kill off orange. Not orange, purple. Kill her off, because I'm gonna kill the main army here. Finish her off and get this castle at the same time. This is useful though. I don't know if I can have it. Anyway, I'll think about it the next time you're gonna know what I decided. Or, well, I don't know if I'll have decided by then. But if not, I'll just decide on the spot as I feel it. I don't know. I don't always have the best of plans. Sometimes I don't have plans at all. Improvise! That's just the way it goes. Until then, see y'all.